So let's talk about how to start up this experiment. The first thing you want to do is make sure that the control box here is off. There's a flip switch on the top. When you turn it on, everything will be lit. So just make sure that it's off for right now. The next thing that you want to do, and this is really important, is make sure that all of the outlets go to the drain and not the catch-and weigh. So let's look at the first outlet. This is the tube outlet down here. So this is going to have hot water. Don't touch it if anything's running. It's going to have either hot water or hot steam. It goes down here. If you're running with hot water, you want it to go this way. Okay? And so you would make sure it's going that way. Whoops. Let's turn it off. Right now it's going to catch and weigh, so I need to make sure that this is off. There was a little residual in there, which is why water came out here. And we're going to put a bucket there and cover up the puddle of water we just made. Okay, so we've got the hot water going this way and going out. If you want to run with steam, you would change this. And note that this does have a little sleeve here that locks it into place on some of them. So if you can't move this, make sure that the sleeve is off. Okay, so this runs this way through the trap. You only want to run this way if you're using steam. Don't run this way using hot water. It's not good for the steam trap. So have it go here. Look, this is set to go to the catch and weigh, just onto the floor. So let's make sure that we switch that so that it's going to go this way. This has two little arrows that'll show you which direction it goes. Now let's check the outlet from the shell. It goes here, and it is going to the drain. If it was this way, it would go to the catch and weigh, this way to the drain. So now we've checked all of our lines to make sure that they're all going to the drain. We don't want to spill any more onto the floor. And now we're going to turn on the steam, the hot water, and the cold water. So let's move together over to the right side of the experiment. Well, looker's right. And the inlets are these white swing-out ball valves. Right now it's perpendicular to the line, which means that it's closed. We're going to put it parallel to the line, which will allow the cold water to flow through. This hot water is also closed, so let's open that one up. We're going to run with hot water first. It's up to you whether or not you want to run with hot water first or steam first. I want to show you the steam, even though we're using hot water for this run. The steam comes in from the house at the top. And up there you can see a gauge that goes from 0 to 60 psi. And if you move down the line, you see a black control valve. This control valve can be adjusted using the air regulator right here. This is how you're going to be turning your steam on and off. In order for this to work, you need an air input. So you want to make sure that the house air is on right here. Make sure that it's all the way lefty-loosey, meaning that it's open. You also want to make sure that this swing-out ball valve is open. So this provides the air for the regulator, and if you wanted to turn on the steam, you would just turn this clockwise down, or righty-tighty. You turn it down, and you'll see that the steam increases. You'll probably want to run around 50 to 60 psi, as high as you really can, because you'll be adjusting it using the control box. Now that we've looked at all of the inlets, let's go over to the control box. I'm turning it on here, but before I actually turn these lines on, I want to check one more time to make sure everything's draining into the drain. So I'll check my outlet for the tube. This is going through the steam trap. Good thing I checked because I'm running with water, hot water. So I'm changing it here, and it's set to go to the drain. Now let's look at our cold line. This is coming from the shell. This is set to go straight to the drain. All right, so we're in good shape there. I'm going to start my cold water first, turn it on, and I'm going to just put it on a lower setting for right now. I'm going to set it on about 3 for right now, just to let everything fill up slowly. The hot water, I'm going to turn on. I turn it from remote to local. And I'm going to turn that on to about 3 too. And now we're running. You'll be running the hot water one day and steam one day. But if you want to switch between hot water and steam, this is the procedure. The first thing that you do is turn your hot water down to 0 and then turn it off. Then you're going to check your drain lines. You want to be draining through the steam trap if you're going to be using steam. And so first check that you're not going to catch and weigh. That would be running to catch and weigh. This runs to the drain. And then we follow it up. This is coming out. And use the sleeve to turn that down. And the little arrows will show you that you are running here. So now you'll be running or draining through the steam trap. The next thing that we're going to do is turn on the steam here. Change it from remote to local, and then change it up to about 2. Although you may want to check with your instructor to see if she or he recommends a different setting. Now we will immediately go over and turn on the steam using the air regulator. Here I'm going to turn this down until we get to 50 or 60 psi. So this is increasing here. Why don't you pan up and look at the pressure gauge up there? All right. I'm going to set this to 50. The higher the pressure you use, the better the range that you can attain. Now we've gone through how to turn on the 3 different lines. In the next video will be catch and weigh.